Do you want to make boss fights that inspire people? Well, in this video I'm going over 7 boss fight ideas. Let's get started. Before we start, let's go over some things you can add to the boss arena to make it more interesting. First off, we have twisters. Twisters make it really difficult to time a jump on a boss head. If you want to give the player more control over his movement, consider using springs instead of twisters. Because with springs you can control the height you jump. You can also add obstacles. Or use seesaws. Or maybe use even bouncy chain jumps. Now that we have enough IDs for the surroundings, let's jump into the actual boss IDs. If there is one boss I remember from 3D World, it is Hisstocrat. And we can actually recreate the boss in Mario Maker 2's 3D World style. First we use track blocks to move the pokies. The pokies represent the Hisstocrats. For the boss I chose Boom Boom because she teleports just like Hisstocrat goes underground and reappears at a random location. Our next boss ID is I guess it's a dragon. Anyways, Luigi finds himself on a platform. Above him he sees a timer. Luigi carefully has to dodge the fire that the dragon spits until the timer expires. Once the timer does expire, Luigi is able to leave this boss. So how does this actually work? Well, for the timer we just placed a wing spring on a track with an on-off switch at the end. Once the on-off switch changes state, Luigi can go through the exit door. The fire is of course not really spit by the dragon, but rather by some Bowsers on tracks. When we think about fighting bosses, we usually think about fighting bosses from the outside. But for this ID, we're going to fight the inside. When we start the level, Luigi enters the boss's mouth. Then he goes inside the boss. To defeat the boss, Luigi has to hit enough POW blocks to get keys. If Luigi has enough keys, he can finish the level. The thing I do really like about this is that you can be as creative as you want, because the inside of the boss can look like anything. So this level is heavily inspired by Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, and if you like being inside bosses, check that game out! Luigi might be freezing in the snow theme, but still he does not want to see this burning enemy, cause Luigi now is standing eye and eye with the fire snake. Once Luigi enters the room, the door behind him closes, so there is no more escaping. The fire snake is undefeatable, but there are rumors that once Luigi finds 8 magical coins, the otherwise so locked door will open. Let's hope the rumors were true. And wow, that was really close. If you learned something new, consider leaving a like to support the channel. Underwater levels don't get much love. That's why I decided to make a boss fight in the underwater level theme. But I'm not sure how Luigi feels about this. First, a giant angry Wiggler enters the arena. But as we speak, more and more enemies enter the arena too. After some more time, Wiggler with various speeds on tracks come into the arena. This challenge can become really difficult, so I do suggest placing a checkpoint before this boss fight. Anyways, once Luigi survives for long enough, he gets a key and is able to escape. You can also grant the player a superstar to let them defeat the boss that way, because that is a little more satisfying. If there is one boss fight I would just never forget, then I can't choose because there really is 2. But for this ID we are focusing on the final boss from Super Mario Bros. Wii, and of course the final part. As you can see, a giant Bowser is chasing the player. Let's recreate this. First, we set the outer scroll speed to 2 or 3. Next up, we drag a track along the stage. Place the Bowser on the track and test the level, to make sure it isn't too fast or slow. In your boss fight, you can create rooms with heart or ice blocks in front of it. That way, the player needs to take a risk and let Bowser shoot at him. If you want to make the boss fight even harder, place some Bowsers in clouds above the stage. That way it looks like meteors are raining down. Was this your favorite ID, or did you like the red-eyed dragon more? Let us know by commenting down below. This boss fight was not possible before because we didn't have vertical levels. But now that we do have them, and now that we do have the 3D World style, we can recreate the final boss from Super Mario 3D World and the awesome tower climb. Again, I love this idea because how you make the tower is completely up to you. I would suggest using auto-scroll to make the fight fast-paced. In my level, once Luigi is at the checkpoint, 2 more Meowsers spawn in the arena to make the second half of the stage even harder. But don't think for a second this idea is restricted to the 3D World style. You can also create a tower climb in the other styles. You can experience with every style to see which one you like most. My name is Inksploded, and if you want to create better courses, subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified when I upload a new video. Keep creating, and I'll see you next time. First, a giant angry wiggler. Are you stuck in the course editor and just not knowing what to make? In this video, I'm going to share 10 forced ideas with you so you can make awesome forced levels. Let's get started. Luigi finds himself on a raft in the jungle. We can create this raft by having bomb-ups explode chain chomps. We can use heart blocks and bomb-ups to create roadblocks. Luigi needs to survive until the wall breaks open. We can use parachuting piranha plants to make Luigi's platform more dangerous. And we can use big instead of small piranha plants to make Luigi's chance of survival even smaller. At the end of the course, the creator lets us know how the course works by showing the mechanic. Luigi feels like racing, so he goes to the Koopa Race circuit. When he hits the on-off switch, the race starts and Luigi has to be very quick. If he's fast enough, he can escape through the door. But if he isn't, a shell will hit an on-off switch, making survival impossible. For a final challenge, we use the vertical sub-area and auto-scrolling to make Luigi think really fast. If he isn't fast enough, the auto-scroll will kill him. Or the shell will block the path. To play this and all the other levels shown, look in the description for the level IDs. Luigi finds himself in a poisonous jungle home of many Spiketops. We set the jungle theme to night because at nighttime there is mysterious poison. Spiketops have many uses, and that's why you can create a course using Spiketops as your main element. For the decoration, we use one tile white ground because it looks like pipes combined with a blue semi-solid. We can add variation to our course by making the Spiketops faster or giving them wings or changing their size. There is a lot you can do to change up the pace. You can even add auto-scrolling to make platforming even more precious. Yoshi's favorite forest caught fire. Luckily, Luigi is there to save the day. First, he has to dodge all the flames that want to burn him. Next, he has to outrun the fire itself. If Luigi isn't fast enough, the fire will trap him. Next, he has to run on frozen coins while a lava bubble chases him down. That's still not all. Next, Luigi has to dodge the fire bars and climb all the way around the fire bar tower. Grab a key and escape through the door. Then he has to carefully hit the on-off switches to fall at the right time. For a final challenge, Luigi has to dodge all the fiery debris from the trees. Until a timer gives Luigi the key to escape. To learn more about timers, look in the description for a video all about them. Luigi finds himself in P-Switch Woods.
Sadly, all P-switches are out of Luigi's reach though. In this course, Luigi has to reach the P-switch without pressing it himself. Luckily, Luigi has a lot of enemies that can actually help him press the P-switch, as well as some obstacles. For example, enemies can be escorted by seesaws or platforms. We can check if all the P-switches are pressed by a clear condition. And we can even get the P-switch activated by enemies' projectiles. We can mix things up by having you control the P-switch with on-off switches instead of enemies. For a final challenge, we combine everything and have a Lakitu throw down spike balls, and you still control the P-switch. Luigi's favorite force is invaded by Wigglers. I picked this level because it's easy and simple. It just starts off with some Wigglers and some bridges. But the real fun begins when we enter the pipe. Because Luigi is now inside the Wiggler's nest, where thousands of new Wigglers are made every minute, crawling on the ground. And Luigi has to carefully platform on top of them. The way we make the floor out of Wigglers is fairly straightforward. First we have red pipe spawning angry winged Wigglers, and then we have a track going along the bottom with a semi-solid. Luigi finds himself in a collapsing forest. In every room is a timer with a lava bubble telling Luigi how much time is left. We can make things harder by adding moving platform, or we can add optional rewards for the player. We can also add rewards the player has to grab, like keys or key coins, to escape the room. For a final challenge, we combine everything. Now Luigi has to get a key and destroy a muncher with a power block and escape through the door. Thank you so much for watching all the way through the video. I had one more level I would like to showcase. Sadly, I did not figure out how this level actually works. If you can figure it out, let me know in the comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Do you want to make sky courses people will play and comment on? In this video, I'll share with you 7 sky ideas. Let's get started. Luigi goes to the sky to find clouds he can ride on. In this course, Luigi needs to ride a cloud and dodge all the obstacles in its way. After Luigi spends some time on the cloud, it will flicker and disappear. To make sure Luigi doesn't become cloudless, we add some rows of clouds when the cloud's about to despawn. In the Sky Night theme, enemies have different behavior. We can use this to our advantage to make interesting obstacles for your course. With burners, we can make the player think fast. And with saws, we can add precision to our course. The bullet blaster ensures Luigi cannot go back. We create the moving bullet blaster by putting munchers on tracks and having the clown car spiked by ouchie spikes. For the next ID, Luigi takes it to the stars. Luigi finds himself in a spiky room. Once Luigi enters the door, he will get rewarded with a star. Luigi needs to be fast because once his star runs out, he will die to the spikes. In the first room, Luigi only needs a key to open the door, but we can mix things up by adding on-off switches, and at the end for a final challenge, add key coins to make it even harder to get through the door in time. To give the illusion Luigi is trapped in a room, we use scroll stopping. I have linked a video in the description all about scroll stopping. You can check that out after you watch the video. For this idea, Luigi goes diving down in the Sky Night theme. Once Luigi enters the vertical sub area, donut platforms fall down with cannons on top to push Luigi down. On the way are a lot of threats like spiky balls falling slowly. To help indicate where things are going to be, arrows tell Luigi where not to go, and coins help him guide the way. To spice things up, we can add firebars, and for risky rewards, we can add big coins. We can also use claws to release enemies along our way. And we can have them destroyed by bouncy spike balls. Have you learned anything new yet? If so, leave a like to support the channel. Luigi finds himself in a tricky course. In this course, it's all about the timing. Luigi needs to run from left to right at the right timing. If he is too slow or too fast or has the timing wrong, he will die. We can mix things up with on-off switch hitting timers. We can also add a falling challenge. Luigi has to hit the on-off switch to fall at the right moment. And we can mix things up once again with adding note blocks to bounce up instead of down. When you add a bumper in front of a door, Luigi gets stuck and has to press A to jump up. We can use this to our advantage to make a tricky timing. For a final challenge, we add seesaws and Thwomp to create a pinball machine. A pinball machine with seesaws requires a lot of precise timing to hit Boom Boom and get the key to escape this level. Luigi is tired of wall jumping, but in this level conveyor belts will transport Luigi up. Not a lot of players know conveyor belts can transport you up in the sky theme, so make sure to make it loud and clear at the beginning of your stage. To use this ID to its full potential, we use it in the vertical sub area to make sure Luigi can climb up really high. We can add one-way walls to make it a little trickier when to get off the conveyor belts. Or we can have conveyor belts running down. When a conveyor belt runs down, Luigi goes down a lot faster than conveyor belts help him up. To check out this and all the other courses shown, look in the description for the level IDs. Luigi accidentally ran into the Lakitus and they are very mad at him. He has to dodge everything they throw. We can make things harder by adding conveyor belts that are linked to on-off switches at a random interval. We can make things interesting by having the Lakitu throw things up instead of down at us. We have to dodge the wigglers, otherwise we will run into icicles. Next up, we have to dodge dangerous fireballs. But we don't only have to dodge them, we also have to kill them with our new gained helmet. There is a muncher on a track. Once the muncher reaches the bomb will explode and give Luigi the key to escape the level. And that is it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed these 6 IDs. Let me know what you want next in the comments down below and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Do you want to learn how to make better courses using enemies? Well, in this video I'm going to show you 7 enemy IDs. Let's get started. For the first ID we're going to take a look at ant troopers. Ant troopers are versatile enemies, but I almost never see them in levels, and that's a shame because there is a lot of things you can do with them. For example, with conveyor belts you can slow ant troopers down or speed them up. You can also tap on the ant trooper to give them a spiky helmet. That way players cannot jump on the ant trooper to cheese the level. Give the ant trooper wings and they can be a really interesting obstacle. For example, you can place a fence and then use the cat power up to create an interesting climbing challenge. Luigi carefully has to dodge all the flying ant troopers, because if he doesn't he will lose his cat suit. And he really needs his cat suit because if he doesn't have the cat suit, he cannot progress to the next area. The way we check if you still have the cat suit is by placing breakable blocks. Next up we have our prickly friend, the Pokey. Pokies are great enemies to make a platforming challenge, but do in mind when you jump on a Pokey in the snow theme, they will be defeated. So place a reset door at the beginning of the parkour so the player doesn't have to start the level over. We can expand on this ID by changing the floor to conveyor belts and even connect the conveyor belt with on-off switches to make the movement of the Pokies more random. But we can also use bouncing trampolines or many other gizmos. You can be really creative with the floor. What floor are you gonna make for the Pokies? Let us know by commenting down below. For the next ID we are going to use my favorite enemy, Spike, and of course the Spike ball.
But before we're going into the IDs, a quick tip. Use a lot of slopes because spikes throw balls and spike balls go amazingly well with slopes. You can create a pit to make a spike ball roll from left to right over and over again. Another interesting property is that spikes usually break when they hit a wall, but you can fix this issue by placing springs. Spikes can bounce off springs, that way you can create an interesting challenge where you have to dodge a spike ball going from left to right. We can mix things up by using little and big spike balls to add some variation to our course. Next up we have our hot friendly lava bubble. We can change the trajectory of the lava bubble by placing gentle slopes. A lava bubble will bounce off a gentle slope in a 45-degree angle. In Mario Maker 2, when you tap on a track, you can make it a curved track. Place 4 curved tracks in a circular shape and you can have a lava bubble rotation disc. We can also combine lava bubbles with bomb-bombs to create an interesting speedrun. The lava bubble on a track will burn all the bomb-bombs. If Luigi isn't quick enough, the floor under his feet will explode and he will have nowhere to go. So Luigi has to be really quick before all the bomb-bombs explode. If you enjoyed the video so far, consider leaving a like to support the channel. For our next ID we're going to take a look at our ghostly friends, the boos. The first ID is really basic, but we can tap on boost to create a boost circle. We can give some variation to the circle by giving the boost some wings. In this ID, Luigi is trapped in a boost circle. The only way he can survive is by platforming carefully in the boost circle. Once he reaches the end, the boost circle will open up and he can reach the flagpole. For the next ID, we're going to look at our favorite circular dogs, chain chomps. We can stack chain chomps with poles on top of each other to create an interesting platforming challenge. In this idea, Luigi has to ride on chain chomps by spin jumping on their heads. He has to dodge saws and other hazards to get to the goal. This challenge can become really difficult, so I suggest placing a checkpoint before this challenge. The 7th ID is not really there because I already have 7 amazing enemy IDs with bosses. Click on the eye icon right now on screen to see the 7 amazing boss fight IDs.